Okay guys, welcome back. Basically video 2 of this build, whatever you want to call it, restoration. It's gonna be more of a build. Anyway, the 1980 XS1100. I've already done some stuff to it. Actually, I right away pulled off the tank. Thankfully it wasn't still attached. I had to pull it off because I don't have the key. So I've got to find some way to find my way into the tank, but it's actually in good shape. I believe it's been fully emptied as well. Whoever went to work on this before, I think actually knew what they were talking about. So the tank was empty. Both petcocks are shut, which is nice. So yeah, and I believe it's in good condition. It didn't sound like there's anything rattling around in there. I started doing a couple of little menial things. It's been pretty hot. I'm in Houston, so it's still pretty hot here. So this is for a front fairing, one of the big 1970s/80s front fairings. So I'm gonna take this off because I'm not running that. Here's one of the horns. I'm gonna put newer ones on there and tuck it up into the frame so that it's hidden like so. Something I didn't realize they had, which is really cool, is this oil cooler. This is actually a factory oil cooler here from a company called Lockhart. And you can see the lines that run like that. So I thought that was really neat. I am gonna leave the crash bars on here. I'm not a big fan of crash bars, but these are actually connected to the frame of the engine here. They actually support the engine. The engine is actually integrated into the body itself and it provides rigidity. So I'm gonna leave them there, but I'll clean them up. I'll probably actually paint them black. The exhaust, obviously pretty heavily rusted, but what I'll probably do is just hit it with some, like an angle grinder, probably something like a steel brush or whatever, and then wrap it. I love wrapping pipes, so I'm gonna wrap the pipes like this. I'm probably gonna go into a 4-into-1 pipe running like this, but for the moment, I'm just gonna do the factory 2-into-2, or rather 4-into-2, and I'll probably just cut down the muffler so it rattles the windows. You'll notice the biggest change at the moment is the carbs are gone and most of the carb necks are too. So right away, of course, I gotta clean the carbs out, and you gotta see this. You gotta see these carbs. I'll show you that in a second. But I pulled a couple of the necks off. I've actually already got the replacement necks for these and new gaskets and everything like that, so that'll go on shortly. One of the other cool factory features of this bike is let's see if I get it to focus, is a oil pressure gauge. Right? It was trashed. Let's see, here it is. I've just left everything in the back of the truck for the moment. So that's the old one, right? Looking nasty, like so. And so I replaced it with just an Amazon $10 piece like that, but I thought it was pretty clean. So that's been swapped out. But yeah, in the process of cleaning the carbs, I've left the wiring alone for at the moment, because it's actually fairly complete. I don't see any major gaps in it, so I'm gonna leave that. The plan going forward, so I went ahead and took off the rear shock. Actually, there wasn't even a nut holding the rear shock in place, and they were pretty trash. So took that off. I actually got some nice reservoir style replacements from Amazon. It's actually the same ones I'm running on my Triumph. I think they were like 80 or 90 bucks, and they're pretty cool. And they actually fit perfectly. So I just have to mount it up, but I got excited. I couldn't wait and not start buying parts for this. So took that off there, took the mirrors off. We're not gonna run these bars. We're actually probably gonna run Clubman style bars, maybe clip-ons, but actually I think I'll do Clubman for this. Let's see what else. Not a lot else. I've taken off some bits and pieces here. So much of it's getting changed, and you might say, well, why didn't you bother to clean it yet? What I want to do is start to rebuild the carbs, because that's a longer process, and then I'll take it out and hose it off, and I'll actually use some touch-up paint on the frame and everything and make it look nice. It's not going to be a rat or anything like that. I want this to look like a really nice one. As I said, the previous owner painted a lot of pieces blue, but this is actually house paint, not spray paint. So all of that has to come off, even down to the box here, and then the valve covers too. So those will come back off. I'm gonna actually cut those, take those off, sand them down, and then paint them a really nice, probably a satin black or something like that, and then repaint this side of the engine as well. So yeah, I like the way it's going and everything. Let me go ahead and show you the carbs, because I was disassembling those. Let's see if we can get any good light in here. So here's the carbs. I've had them soaking in some PB Blast. What's throwing me off about this is, they're typical Mikuni style carbs and everything like this, but if you look, whoever worked on it last actually just put a stopper in this jet port. This is not even screwed in. This is actually just placed in there like some sort of stopper. So they were trying to get the secondary jet from putting anything out. I have no idea why you would do that. If you know, tell me in the comments. But actually, as I disassembled, there was 1, 2, 3 of these in there. Obviously there are 4 carbs. The fourth one, or the third one essentially, I don't know if I can get it out on camera here. Let me see if I can use my screwdriver here to get it out. I can't. There's basically just a piece of plastic wedged in there. Oh, there we go. This is what's wedged in there. It's just like a piece of plastic that's blocking the jet. I have no idea why you would do that, other than maybe he thought he was going to store it for a long time and didn't want anything to get in to the float bowls. The float bowls are all pretty dirty. Not terrible, but pretty dirty. And they got more of that crappy paint on the bottom, so I'm going to have to, like so. Anyway, the plan is I've got the carb rebuild kits. I'm going to go ahead and take everything out. It looks like it's actually been done. I don't know if you can tell, but these floats are actually in really good shape. This primary looks pretty good too. The gasket is trash, so it needs a new gasket kit anyway. But it looks like somebody was rebuilding it and they got sidetracked or something. But I'm gonna go ahead and rebuild all of it anyway because I bought the kits, and this way I can know for sure that everything's in good order. But what I'll do first is disassemble everything and let it soak. I use what's it called, Zep, something like that. I'm gonna let these soak for ages because they're really pretty nasty. And the spring is a little bit seized too, so hopefully that'll free that up a little bit and we can start to put the carbs back together. I think I will actually probably paint the carbs. I saw a bike like this that had the carbs painted black, which I thought was really cool. The other option is I might just paint the carb hats like this, black, and then just clean them up real nice so they've got their natural metal finish. So anyway, just some little updates I wanted to share with you guys. As I said, a work in progress, but any comments or support, and we'd love to see it. Have a good day.